doing the song. I want you.
Do you hear what he's saying over here? Yeah, you wasn't paying attention. Okay, I'm just going. Go ahead. What happened when y'all was recording?
Yeah, it was just like a relaxed type of moment. Whereas just playing the sound and I'm just hitting the. It's just real easy. Just la da 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 da.
And you want to put it upwards, just a little bit.
And if you want to, you might want to point that. I'm gonna have to pump up these lights over here. Burning with that.
Yeah, it was a little bit hot.
Why is it yellow?
Because you got it on yellow. Do you want it yellow or white? Because that's gonna. Okay.
Be seen on camera.
And then you can see how you look.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Is it giving you sunlight on your face?
Grow, yeah.
Okay.
Sunlight.
Okay.
That little sunlight.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
The toast. That's what you wanted to get.
Oh yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I forgot that quick.
Oh, let me get a little zoom. A lot in the chair.
All right. Toast to a great podcast. Great show.
Let's get it. Bam. Sure. You know, drinking ain't for the 2 F's. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Somebody in trouble tonight.
2 F's.
2 F's.
It's just a little bit of. But thank you for coming by the Broadbelt Speax podcast. Good to have you. I definitely want to get into the entrepreneurship side of you, but I want to start way back.
Okay.
To how you got into the music industry, because I think that is how I known you in the community. Everybody was saying how you was in the music industry, Grammy Award winner. So that's how you was presented when you first came to the Greensboro community. So let's go to that space.
That's the way to do it. I might throw that on mine.
Grammy.
But let's get into it.
It's like, who is this Kilo?
The story later. So real quick too, what we always like to do is everyone sees you now as the Grammy Award winning, producing everything. So, but it was like everything that led up to that whole story. That's what I would try to capture, because all that work you put in it, like, so everyone is seeing the results of all that work. So it's like, man, let's really get into it.
Right.
Well, since I know we pressed for time, you know.
So this happened.
I give you the short version, you know. I'm gonna chop it down.
It just means you got to come back. That's all.
I'm with that. So I think at 15 years old, listening to hip hop on the radio and saying, "Ooh, I want to do that," and start learning how to rap, then start battling people on the street.
Where you from?
Newark, New Jersey, Brick City.
Okay.
So I started battling, and a lot of the friends that I hung with, you know, they was all street dudes. So they would bring me to different blocks and say, "Yo, my man, he gonna rip y'all. Watch this." And I would battle their best in that area, and we did that all the time. And then it was let me think. Then it was I met this. We went to the movies. Me and my cousin Boone. We was going with my cousin Donna, and she was dating this big drug dealer. Yeah. And we was like the young boys.
Right.
And the movie was like delayed. And outside it was these 2 guys down the street with this radio. They're sitting on this big 2020 playing Nobody Beats the Biz. Okay. So we go over there, me and my cousin, we're like, "Yo, where y'all from? What y'all doing?" And we didn't exchange numbers. We didn't have cell phones back then. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we met them, laughed. Make a long story short, I ran back into him downtown a couple of days later, sitting there on his radio playing music, and he became my DJ. So he was DJ Cut Fresh. He became my best friend. We became blood brothers and all of that. So here we are in the hood, trying to be a little rap group together. And he was so young. He was actually one of the youngest DJs to DJ in this club called Club Sensations. Mm-hmm. And that's where we was too young to even get in.
Because then you was 15, right?
Yeah, but this boy was running the whole DJ room by himself.
Okay.
So, make a long story short, his sister was dating 45 King, who was a big producer. He did the 900 number. Mm-hmm. And Cut had all his DJ equipment. 45 King used to come over, to see his sister. And he was like, what y'all got? And we used to play him demos and everything. We wound up signing to 45 King. And he did some demos for us. And while we were in the basement
at 14?
15.
15?
Yeah, 15.
Okay, so your first deal was at 15.
Yeah, we was young.
Okay.
We was young.
Okay.
And I did this song called Addicted to Club, and they was trying to send it to Def Jam. And we were in the basement when somebody came and knocked on the window and asked 45 King to do a demo, 3 songs for $1,000, and it was actually Queen Latifah's demo. Wow. Yeah, we was in there with the whole beginning of the Flavor Unit. Like, it's history. Yeah. It was history. And after that, we had the demo. We didn't get a deal yet. Time went on, and my boys were just like, yo, y'all just dope. Like, what's going on? So I wound up getting in trouble at 17 years old, locked up, and it was facing 25 years. Because people, they put on the street that we were kingpin drug dealers at our young age, but we wasn't.
Yeah. We
was stick-up kids.
Okay.
We was the kids that was like, you seen the car come down the street, they was like, yo, that's that car. And they back up and run. Yeah. So somebody decided, it's time to tell on these guys. You know what I mean? And I was in the prison only for 8 days because I didn't have $1,000 bail. But it was the best 8 days of my life because I was young, 17, skinny, small. Yeah. And one of these guys, it was his mother's birthday or something. And I drew a card. And he took it out to his mother, and she loved the card. And he came back, he was like, man, my mother really loved that card, man. You got talent. And then another night, we was all singing. I'm in there singing with all these big grown men about to go do 20 years. They was getting ready to do some hard time. And they was like, man, you got a voice, man. You could sing. Then another day, I'm rapping. Now, this is all in 8 days. I'm rapping. So these guys decided they wanted to have a sit down with me. So they came to me and they said, hey, young boy, go out there and chase your dreams. You got way too much talent to be in here. Do something different. You see, your boys ain't in here. They gone. Mm-hmm. They left you. Mm-hmm. And, you can't even get $1,000 to get out, And when I came home, I changed my life. Lost my girlfriend, In
8 days.
Yeah, 8 days. I'm telling you. It was serious. It was serious. I stayed in the studio. I stayed writing. I moved in because at that time, at 18, 19, we was just living with each other, friends, and whoever was doing what. You selling drugs? Oh, you making money? I'm staying at your house. Exactly. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I wound up stopped hanging, and I went to my aunt's house, and she had a basement. I lived in the basement where there was no heat, no air, nothing, laying on a mattress, and I was just writing songs. So one day, my man Latif, the same one that went to the movies with my cousin, he came in and brought me $1,100. And he said, man, go for it. Figure it out. Do something. And I called my boy Vader like, yo, I got $1,100. Right. What you want to do? And we created these cassettes. We made these OCM t-shirts and we made these scarves. Now, because most of my friends were drug dealers, as soon as I handed one person a scarf, they see him with the scarf on. Everybody wanted to wear the scarf. So the scarves was so popular. By the time I met Lauren, she said, I thought you was a clothes designer.
Wow.
She said, I didn't know y'all was rappers. I saw the clothes everywhere. Yeah. So we were selling cassettes out the trunk, doing small shows. And then a friend of ours named Kevin Moore, he was working on this album for this guy named Papa Chuck out of Texas. Papa Chuck was kind of under the whole, it was a crew called The Org, and they was out of that. I don't know if y'all remember when that whole I forgot what was the name of that label that Jay Prince was running, where all Scarface and all of them was coming out of Texas. Papa Chuck had got a deal at Pendulum Records, and he kind of sound more East Coast than Southern. Mm-hmm. So Kevin Moore was doing a track. He said, look, you want to come to the studio? And we was like, what you doing? He was like, I'm doing a track for this guy named Papa Chuck. He got a record deal. Just come over. Just meet him. So we went over there. He had his whole crew. They all deep in the studio. So they was like, Kilo rap. And it was like, well, you rap? And it was like, you got some bars?
Right.
And at this point in time, you're solo. You're a solo artist.
I'm a solo artist. I always was a solo artist. I just had a DJ, and then I was with a producer. But I was always just a rapper.
I did not know that.
Yeah, OCM was always just me as a
was
rapper.
Just you?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yep.
Okay.
So went over there, and they was like, "You got some bars?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they was like, "Get on this song." And I wrote my little bars, and it's actually on YouTube. And I wrote my bars, and when the song went back to the label, they were like, "Who's this?" Now, out of all these guys that was on this song, they was like, "Who is this guy?" And they wanted to sign us. So then another friend of ours wanted to take us to another label. So we had like a little bidding war, Pendulum against Quest Records, which was Quincy Jones' label.
Yeah.
We signed to Quincy Jones. Came out with a single, Watch How You Sling. We went on promo tour. Actually, one of our stops was Greensboro. So it's ironic to be in Greensboro. We actually came here as kids, performed. And then it was like, we had this single, Watch How You Sling, and on the other side of the single was a song called Mental. Mental was way street, but Watch How You Sling was street, but positive street. So all the DJs was like, yo, we like Mental. So we started arguing with the label. We need to put Mental out, shoot a video for Mental. And it was like, by that time, Quincy Jones was kind of tapped out of hip hop. Because he had us, he had Saphir, he had Razzcast, and none of us blew up, was a big thing. And we said we didn't blow up because we ain't had a street record. We need the street record out. And then he backed up. So he kind of folded his whole hip hop department, and he focused on R&B like Tevin Campbell, Tamia, and all of, he had those artists. So we was out of a deal for a minute. I think it was like, we signed in 93. So we had a little break between 93, and then we did a Pepsi commercial with Shakim and Flavor Unit.
Okay.
They took this song that we had called I Don't Want It If It's That Easy, and it had a Tupac sample. So Pac loved it. He approved it and everything. But he was like, look, let's turn that to I Don't Want It If It Ain't Pepsi. So it was a Pepsi commercial. So we made $80,000
off of that.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? It was like, we was feeling good because even when we got the record deal, our advance was probably like, I think we had maybe $12,000 each for signing. You know what I mean?
Back then.
There was a lot of money. I had a condo. I had an $800 condo at 20. You know what I'm saying? So we was like balling for that age, but to get that Pepsi money was a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Because it was only a couple years later, and here we got 40-something thousand each in our pocket. And we like, man, so then we still had our own apartment. So I'm watching movies, and here's Lauren and sister acting. I'm like, oh man, she's pretty, she's fine, And then nothing happened until I see
about Lauren
Hill.
Okay.
Yeah. So then I see my man Tame from the Artifacts Fuji video come out.
From the
and they all like this in a huddle.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's Tame.
Yeah.
Now it was another homeboy of ours had a liquor store. We would go there every other night and be just in there drunk, talking, when you young in the hood, you don't have nothing to do. But you know what I'm saying? That's it was like in the daytime, you vampires, you sleep. You come out when the sun about to go down, you go get drinks, then you at some club all night, whatever. But this particular night he came in and I was like, dang, yo, that girl, you gotta hook me up with that girl. And he like, what are you talking about? I was like, that video you was in with the Fugees, that girl. He's like, oh, Lauren? And he wound up calling her right then and there. And that's how I met Lauren. Talking to her on the phone, went out a couple times, went to eat. Matter of fact, if you see that magazine cover where it's like Lauren, Missy, it's like a bunch of female rappers on that one cover. I actually took her to New York to that photo shoot.
Oh, wow.
Oh, y'all was rocking. Y'all was hanging out. Yeah.
That was my people,
Yeah. And so in talking about Lauryn Hill, is that how that connection just brought you on to the Miseducation album?
Oh, absolutely, because we were friends and we would ride around and I wasn't even up on a lot of old records and she was.
Okay.
So she started singing this song in the car like, I'm getting ready to redo this. And I'm like, never heard of it. She was like, you never heard of this? I was like, nah. I said, but you sound good though. That's nice. That junk came out and blew up. It was that Killing Me Softly. Blew up.
Yeah.
Blew up.
Okay.
Then they went on tour. And when they was on tour, I was home. I'm doing my thing, chilling. And I hear Wendy Williams say something about Lauryn Hill's pregnant. You know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, that's crazy. You know, so I called her. I'm like, yo, you pregnant? Right. She was like, yeah, come see me. So I'm like, all right, boom. I go right to her house. She got the belly and everything, sitting in the kitchen. She's like, what's up? So she telling me, I want to do some work with you. So I'm like, all right, cool. Okay. Let's do it. And then she says, you know somebody who make beats? I was like, my boy Vader make beats. You know somebody play the keys? Yo, it's a dude named Ted. He at Vader house right now, sleeping on the couch. Mm-hmm. She said, you know somebody
got all
play
the pieces.
Yeah, she said, you know somebody play guitar? I said, Ted got a twin brother named Joe. That's at the house. Right? That's right now. Named Joe. She was like, Kilo, you lying. I said, I'm about to go get them right now.
Okay, so okay, real quick, to back up. So she said, let's do something together based off of what? She knew
I did music, and she heard the OCM album because we was riding around playing music all the time. Yeah.
So she knew it wasn't just y'all were just cool, but she knew what you was doing in the music.
Yeah, well. Yeah. She knew how I rap. She knew the music. She knew all that stuff.
That's what's
and
up.
I knew the stuff they were doing. Yeah. She would play. We would ride around, just play music, and be vibing. Yeah,
that feeling.
Yo, everybody in the hood. Yeah. The hood knew Lauryn from seeing me come through the hood with Lauryn.
Right.
You know what I mean? That was like their
introduction.
Like they knew the Fugees when they seen it on TV. They seen the videos, but they met Lauryn on the street from being in my car. Man. You know, because we'd be in Chancellor Avenue, be on Sly Street, like we was all over in the car. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm showing off, like,
of course.
Yeah. And we used to hit up, I'm a breakfast head, so we used to hit up IHOP like crazy. Yeah, IHOP, they be coming like,
right. It
was fun. We had fun.
It's my homegirl. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I was go ahead. I was just thinking about that when you said that whole connection. So, but that's
what was that?
Because you done brung in the guitars,
twin
brothers, all together.
Absolutely. So I go and get them and I bring them over. Mm-hmm. So Vader's playing beats, Ted's playing the keys, Joe is playing guitar, and they singing and everything. So she said, now we went in this room. She was like, y'all come in this room. It was dark too. It was dark. And it was like the sun was going down. This is weird thinking about it because the sun was going down. We all sitting in the room like in a huddle. She was like, yo, I want to work with y'all. We're going to do these 5 projects together, yo. And then we'll see what happens from there. Mm-hmm. So we all like, cool. You know what I mean? Like, we here. It's no promises, no nothing. So we like, okay, what's the projects? Yeah. We like, what's the projects? So she's like, we're going to do Andrea Martin first. So we like, all right, I didn't know who Andrea Martin was. So I find out she's a singer-songwriter, and she did a lot of Angie Stone stuff. I knew after the fact, but we like, okay, let's do it. So they did beats, and we got over there, and she wrote some song. I don't know if she wrote it with her, or I'm not sure, because I didn't write on that. So then we was doing Aretha Franklin, Rose is a Rose. Mm-hmm. So we doing that, and we like, okay, we up in the attic, everybody contributing their pieces and saying stuff. Oh, you like this, like that, fix that. No, I like that, change that. Everybody doing it.
I love it.
But we would always have input. She would have the ultimate say because she the boss. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if somebody said something whack, no, we're not using that. But somebody said something good, we're using that. Mm-hmm. So then we went from, we was getting ready to do Whitney Houston. But Whitney was busy. And then we were going, because it was Whitney Houston. All right. We did Andrea Martin. We did Aretha Franklin, Rose is a Rose. We did CeCe Winans. It was a song called On That Day. We actually singing background in there, everything on the song. Like I'm in the gospel choir. Right? Then we was going to Whitney Houston. And then there was a group called Edith Wish, all-female rock band. So
Edith Wish?
Edith Wish.
Okay.
Yeah. So Whitney was busy. So we're like, okay, Whitney's busy. Now let's go to Edith Wish. So we're working on a song, and we go in the studio, and some Sony executives come in the studio to see what Lauryn was working on. So they listening. So she just busts out. She's like, stop. This got to be on your album. Stop everything y'all doing. Y'all need to start working on your album right now. And that song was X Factor.
Man,
that was it.
That was it.
That
was a banger. Too.
That was the joint.
Man.
It started the album.
Okay.
So then Lauryn was like, okay, all right, well, let's start planning what's next. And her next thing was, she had baby from Rohan. So, hey, Ro, can we go and record in Jamaica at the Bob Marley studio?
What?
He's like, absolutely.
Damn.
And we went out there. We was out there for 17 days. So a lot of joints was created out there on Hope Road.
Y'all did the whole album in 17 days?
No, a lot of joints was started.
Okay.
Yeah, it was started there. Then we brought back
to
the attic back in South Orange, and we finished things there.
Wow.
How was that experience out there?
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I had mixed feelings.
Really?
Yeah, man. It wasn't. I had when I got there. We like, we real Jersey boys. We hood boys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm going out there, and when you kind of like an underdog, you relate to the underdogs. Mm-hmm. So when we got there, we looking around. We go up to this big house. We like, oh wow, that's a big house. This is crazy. So I called my girlfriend at the time and was like, yo, send me a VHS camera because I'm probably never gonna come back to Jamaica. So just send me so I can start taping some stuff. So she sent it in the mail. So we out there and I'm looking and I'm like, yo. It's a lot of poverty out here. Mm-hmm. Yo, people was hurting.
Wow.
Hurting. You had balling and hurting.
No in between.
No in between. Right. And then we were at Bob Marley's studio. So that was just like a landmark where we just, every day we're like, so Bob Marley actually lived here, huh? Okay. And we asking stories. We drinking, everything got ginger in it. Every juice, ginger this, ginger that. And that's how I got up on ginger. Because before I got there, I never had anything with ginger in it. Yeah. So I'm like, why is everything got ginger? It's fruit juice. Got that tangy thing in my... I was real ignorant. I'm trying to tell you. I was learning so much.
Yeah, but you was young, too.
I was young, absolutely.
Was your first time out the country?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So. And, Lauren was always a cultured type person.
Okay.
She went to school for history.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
so
didn't know that.
She was deep anyway. Yeah. So we out there and we took some trip to Bob Marley's private beach. So we had to go through all these areas and man, the poverty was like, I was like, woo, I wouldn't want to live here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then we snuck out to a club. She told us not to go nowhere. So we going to the club.
Jersey boys.
We going to the club. So we go to the club and we had a chaperone that took us there. You know what I mean? We went up in there. We're like, and I think they was playing Busta Rhymes. Huh? Yeah, it was Bob. Yeah, and they keep stopping the music. And we was like, why they keep stopping the music? Because it'd be like boom, 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 boom. Then they go, and then all the music stop. Then somebody say something, and then the music come back on, boom, the got the boom, boom. We were like, and then it's like 5 minutes later, and it was like, what the heck is going on? Right. So we dealt with that a couple times, and then all of a sudden the lights come on. Now it ain't even nowhere near for the club to close. Yeah. So we're like, the lights come on. Man, all these doggone police come in there, and they different. They police is like military. They got these long guns. Man. They got these vests on, and they coming in like
serious.
And they speaking. We was like trying to go right.
That's why she told y'all not to go nowhere. That's why she said don't go nowhere.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Yeah.
But what was so crazy was when the camera got there from Jersey, I was just taping goats.